Welcome to the Digital Tutor, your ultimate destination for Class 10 CBSE learning. Today we're diving deep into Chapter 1 of Class 10 Social Science, History: The Rise of Nationalism in Europe. This chapter is a banger. It lays the foundation of modern Europe and tells us how people came together as a nation by rising above regional identities, dynasties, and empires. But hang on, we're not just mugging up facts here, we're going to connect history to reality. Think about nationalism as the same powerful emotion that makes people cheer for their country's cricket team, just 100 times more intense and political. Let's decode how Europe transformed from scattered kingdoms into powerful nation-states like Italy and Germany. Let's roll back to 1789, the French Revolution. It didn't just change France, it became a blueprint for nationalist movements across Europe. Before the revolution, France was ruled by an absolute monarchy under Louis XVI. Society was divided into estates: clergy, nobility, and the commoners. The commoners bore the brunt of taxes and got no say in governance. Revolutionary changes. The revolution brought ideas like liberty, equality, and fraternity. It abolished absolute monarchy, ended feudal privileges, and drafted the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen. Citizens became nationals, people with equal rights. Nation-building efforts, new flags and symbols replaced royal emblems. A uniform system of weights, measures, and currency was introduced. The French language was imposed across regions. Ideas of fatherland, la patrie, and citizen, le citoyen, gave people a sense of national identity. Napoleon's role after the revolution: Napoleon Bonaparte came to power. Though he crowned himself emperor, he spread revolutionary ideas across Europe, abolished feudalism, introduced the Napoleonic Code: equality before the law, right to property, improved transport and administration. But he wasn't a hero everywhere. In many places, people saw the French army as invaders. Nationalist feelings rose against French domination. Now let's zoom out and see the rest of Europe during the early 1800s. Europe wasn't a continent of countries as we know today. It was a patchwork of kingdoms, empires, and duchies. Aristocracy and peasantry. The aristocracy, landowners and nobles, dominated. They spoke French, married within their class, and lived lavishly. The peasantry and emerging middle class were the real driving force of nationalism. Emergence of the middle class, composed of educated people like teachers, merchants, and professionals, believed in liberalism, freedom of speech, press, and individual rights, wanted nation-states with elected governments and constitutions. Economic liberalism. Before 1834, each German state had its own currency and tolls. In 1834, Zollverein, or a customs union led by Prussia, was formed. It removed internal tariffs, created a common currency, boosted economic unity. Political liberalism, 1815. Monarchs came back to power, after Napoleon. The Congress of Vienna, hosted by Austrian Chancellor Metternich, restored conservative regimes. People began resisting these monarchies. Secret societies spread the fire of nationalism across Europe. Now we enter the revolutionary wave of 1830s-40s, a roller coaster era. 1830 revolution in France, Charles X was overthrown, Louis Philippe became the constitutional monarch. Revolution sparked hope across Europe. Belgium rose against the Dutch and became independent. Polish nationalists revolted but were crushed by Russia. Italy's secret societies like Carbonari tried to unite fragmented Italian states. 1848 revolution, the big one. France witnessed another uprising. Louis Philippe fled, and a republic was proclaimed. Demands by liberals: constitutions, freedom of the press, and the end of monarchy. German and Austrian liberals wanted unification. Working class joins in. Workers demanded rights and better conditions. Peasants revolted against landlords. Outcome? Most uprisings failed. Monarchs regained control. But the idea of nationalism couldn't be crushed. Before 1871, Germany was a group of 39 states. The Prussian king, with help from Chancellor Otto von Bismarck, led the unification. Bismarck followed a policy of blood and iron, meaning war and diplomacy. 3 wars for unification. First, the Danish War in 1864, where Prussia and Austria fought against Denmark. Then the Austro-Prussian War in 1866, where Prussia defeated Austria. Finally, the Franco-Prussian War in 1870, where Prussia defeated France. In 1871, Germany is born. King William I of Prussia becomes the German emperor in Versailles. Italy, a patchwork, becomes a nation. Italy had kingdoms like Sardinia, Piedmont, the Papal States, and others under Austrian control. Giuseppe Mazzini, an early nationalist, created Young Italy. Count Cavour, Prime Minister of Piedmont, used diplomacy and war to unite northern Italy. Giuseppe Garibaldi led the Red Shirts and united the South. In 1861, Italy was united and Victor Emmanuel II was declared King of Unified Italy. Nationalism needed a face. People needed to feel connected to the idea of a nation. Artists and poets helped shape this emotional connection. So far, nationalism brought people together. But here's the twist: it also became a tool for imperialism. The Balkans, the powder keg of Europe, a region with diverse ethnic groups like Serbs, Croats, Bulgars, etc., ruled by the Ottoman Empire for centuries. Rise of Balkan nationalism, inspired by Romantic nationalism and revolution. Serbia and Greece gained independence. Austria-Hungary and Russia also wanted control. Conflicts explode. Competing nationalist groups started wars. Russia, Germany, Britain, and Austria fought for dominance, led to a series of Balkan wars. Outcome: increased tensions among European powers. Nationalism now caused division and hostility. These tensions led directly to World War I. Let's wrap this up with a power summary. Nationalism in Europe evolved in many phases, from revolution and unity to imperialism and conflict. What started with the French Revolution spread across Europe like wildfire. Countries like Germany and Italy got united, but nationalism wasn't always peaceful. In the Balkans, it triggered wars and international rivalries. Key takeaways: nationalism equals shared identity plus common territory plus political unity. Artists, writers, and folk culture played a huge role in creating national identity. Nationalism is powerful. It can build nations. But if misused, it can divide and destroy, and that's the story of how Europe transformed into a continent of nations. Yo champs, we just broke down one of the most legendary chapters in CBSE Class 10 history, the rise of nationalism in Europe. From revolutions to unification, from Marianne to Mazzini, we covered it all. If this helped you, do the usual drill, like the video, subscribe to the Digital Tutor Year, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future drops. And hey, drop a comment if you want a video on any other chapter or need an explainer with memes, animations, or charts. We got you. Keep grinding, keep growing. See you in the next one.